And we're back inside Victory Grill, where it's time now for our AL.com questions of the week. Have a question for Coach Gus Malzahn? Go to AL.com/Tiger Talk and submit your question each week, and it could be asked live on the show. Visit AL.com/Tiger Talk today. And our first one comes from DeMoore, and says, Coach, against LSU, Cameron Artis-Payne was spectacular with his pass catching and running after the catch. Was Mississippi State's defense set up in such a way as to prevent that option against them? And he said, don't remember him being passed to during last week's game. Cameron has shown a nice ability to catch the football for you.
Yeah, he really has. There was a couple opportunities. We could have hit the check down that our quarterback chose to throw it down the field. But a lot of times he was in protection, and we needed to. They had a couple guys that were extremely challenging to block, especially when they knew it was passed.
Right. Garrett in Birmingham has our other question, and just what similarities, if any, did you see with the Mississippi State loss this year as compared to the LSU loss last year, Coach?
It's really it's completely different as far as our team's concerned, because we know so much more about our team. We knew we were going to play hard. We were playing one of the better teams on the road. It was different, but the situation is now that we're at the halfway point. It is similar.
Right.
The fact that we have one loss and we have the second part of our season coming up. So that's a similarity.
All right, we'll go back out to the audience for a question. What's your name? Question for Coach.
Hey, Coach. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Hey, I know we had a hard time getting around the outside on Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Do you feel the need or see in the future to incorporate more of the lightning and thunder aspect with the running backs, introducing more of the Rock Thomas and then Cameron Artis-Payne up the middle aspect like we had a few years ago?
Yeah, early in the season, a lot of these teams really came hard on the edge and tried to control everything. And so it's just a matter of, what defenses give you and present it. But that is a big part of our offense, and we need to figure out ways to be a little more strategic to get some more yards, outside the box.
All right, we'll go back to Twitter next for our next question. It comes from Ray, and it says, tough day Saturday, but no quit in this team. How do you keep motivating them when things are not necessarily going their way at that time?
Well, we have a lot of veterans. We have a lot of champions. And the one thing I know is we're not going to quit. I mean, they're going to fight. They're going to play together. One thing that was encouraging is there was a lot of adversity on that sideline, but there wasn't anybody throwing a fit, acting up, blaming people. No, they were listening to their coaches. They were trying to get the plan. They were trying to go out there and execute. And then, the little things always watch that, hey, something bad happens. You saw our guys hustle on and off the field. There wasn't anybody had their head down, defeated look. And that's not what we're going to be about. And if you have that, then you can build upon things. And I was proud of that fact.
Defensively, we really haven't talked about your defense. And other than first half, maybe the third down conversions, boy, today just played a whale of a game and forced turnovers and made some nice plays in the secondary. I know Coach Johnson's never completely happy, but I thought overall a pretty decent day for you.
Yeah, I thought they did some solid jobs, especially with the turnovers.
Right.
And then, hey, they had some short fields. I mean, the offense turned the ball over twice down there, or a kickoff return, gave a short field, and just really put them in a bind. But I thought our guys played extremely hard because that's a good offensive team. And I thought our guys, for the most part, defended them well.
All right. More questions for Coach Gus Malzahn. If you want to be a part of the show, just raise your hand. Well, we do have a question over here to our right in the audience, I believe. Yes, sir.
Herb Shivers from Auburn. Whoa. It's a lot easier asking questions when you win, Coach, so get back on that track. One thing I noticed that a lot of our problems seem to be fundamentals that are easy to fix, focus on fundamentals and that sort of thing. So have you planned to work on that in the next 2 weeks?
Well, as coaches, that's where it starts. I mean, you got to have your fundamentals, and there were some fundamental breakdowns. But overall, I'd say that, we're quite a bit ahead of our fundamental as a group than we were last year. But that's what I kind of said by this week, we're going to worry about us. And that's exactly what that means. Just back to the basics, the little things, just making sure that we're better at what we do. Not so much worried about a scheme like you have to do when you're week-to-week preparation. So that's definitely part of the plan, and I feel like we'll be better for that, after this off week.
Appreciate the question. Question from Angela on Twitter talking about Nick Marshall and getting passes tipped at the line of scrimmage. How do you solve that, Coach?
Yeah, we just, as coaches, you just try to do the best with what you got as far as, what areas and what makes him uncomfortable and things like that. And we got to do a better job around him, too. I mean, the very first play of the game, we had guys in his face and the ball was tipped and all that. And then, of course, the last touchdown, guy hit his arm. But, as coaches, this is another thing this week. We'll strategically try to figure out ways to help him and to keep from getting, more balls knocked down.
Kind of set up the week ahead, because it is an off week, and I know you're working on things, working on yourself, but it's a chance also to get a little bit of rest.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're going to keep just normal routines as far as the fundamentals of a base down, and then the third down, and, of course, the red zone. And that was one thing that I was really discouraged about. We've been very good at scoring touchdowns in the red zone. We didn't get it done. And I felt like that was probably the big key to the whole game, because if we'd have found a way to get a couple sevens instead of threes early in the game, I think it would have made it a completely different ball game. And so, we'll go back. We'll keep striving for the next game to get better in that area, and it'll give us a whole day to really focus on that.
At the end of this week, as you dive now, then get back into your routine for South Carolina, what do you want to be able to say we accomplished this week?
Well, just getting better at what we do. You're making sure that, the young guys, not just the freshmen, but the inexperienced guys, have a better grasp of our base foundation, offense, defense, special teams, because you have schemes during the week. And once you get into preparing for games, you got to start thinking about schemes and the little wrinkles and all that, but you can't get away from the base fundamentals of offense, defense, special teams. And so that's what this week is really for.
All right, Coach, open week. We'll let you jump out of here early. Appreciate your time as always, and we'll see you back here next Monday night. War Eagle.
All right, War Eagle.
All right, Coach Gus Malzahn with us tonight. Appreciate his time as always. Don't go away. We still got a busy show ahead of us. Coach Clint Myers, Coach Brett Hawk, Coach Eric Shore, all on the show with us here in the second hour to get us updated on their sports. So stay tuned for that. Fall is here, and that means cool weather and great golf. Now's the time to book your tee time at Farm Links Golf Club at Purcell Farms, voted Golf Week's #1 all-access golf course in the state of Alabama for 3 straight years. For more information and to book your tee time, visit PurcellFarms.com or call 887-292-3276. Coach Clint Myers will join us coming up after the break. Talk a little Auburn softball. They are right in the middle of their fall schedule as they get ready for the spring. We'll talk to him about that and more coming up next here on Tiger Talk.